Welcome to Hope is Here, bringing hope to those struggling with life's difficult situations.
Welcome to Hope is Here. My name is GregJHorn. It's Food for Thought Friday, and I always love that I get a chance to share things with you that God has spoke to me during the week. And as we go into Mother's Day, I actually want to give my mom a shout out. Man, just blessed with such a great mom. And in fact, I'm going to take several minutes here just to honor her, because I know we have a lot of moms out there. And, man, we just want to say thank you to all the moms out there. And if your mom's no longer with you, I know it can kind of be a bittersweet weekend for you. And yet I pray that you can be encouraged by some of the things I shared today that I think made my mom such a great mom. And, I want to do what I think we all should do. We need to give honor to people whom honor is due. And try and do a better job at trying to do that with people while they're alive, and so they can be appreciated and valued. And I'm thankful to be able to take a few minutes today and do that. First and foremost, just want to say thanks, Mom. Thanks for being a great mom. She listens quite often. Hope is Here, listens to the podcast quite a bit. And I just want to say thank you for all that you've done for me. She is, her faith is what I stand on. Today, I would not have the platform God's allowed me to do with this Hope is Here ministry for over 7 years, and being ordained minister now for 22 years. So I stand on my mom's faith, and so I'm thankful that she did that. And my mom, she took 4 kids to church by herself since my dad didn't accept Jesus almost to the age of 50. I'm the oldest. I have a middle brother and sister that are twins, and had a baby brother when I was 8. And so she was taking 4 of us, 8 and under, 2 of them twins, by herself to church for many years. And just so thankful that she made that effort. And most importantly, she modeled it from studying her Bible. And back we had albums, and she would listen to Christian music on albums. And man, I'm just so thankful for that witness and the heritage of faith that my mom modeled for me. My mom was just a great parent. She taught us discipline, but she taught us love. She was funny. She taught us to have a work ethic. She taught us to be honest, taught us good morals. And most of all, she taught us about our faith. Modeled. I can remember coming into my bedroom and raising the shades when I was in late elementary, might be even considered middle school now, but saying, raise the shades up. And she quotes Psalm 118, verse 24, "This is the day the Lord has made. I shall be glad and rejoice in it." And to be honest with you, I really didn't like that at the time. I wanted to sleep in a little bit longer as a kid. But, it's one of the Bible verses that I know by heart, because I hear my mom say that, Psalm 118, verse 24. And I just want to say to those parents and grandparents and those aunts and uncles, hey, your kids may just be, you think they're ignoring it, and they may be, quote unquote, not paying attention. But, friends, you're planting seeds. You are planting seeds, and my mom planted seeds in my heart, my life. It's Psalm 118, verse 24, and as a kid. So keep doing that. And I can remember hearing Bible verses from Wayne Smith when I was in my late teens and early 20s that, I was far from God. I just was a Sunday morning Christian, and yet there are Bible verses that I can quote today from heart. Romans 8:28 says, "We know that all things work together for them that love the Lord and are called according to His purpose." You can remember Isaiah chapter 55, verses 8 and 9. "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, and my ways are not your ways, declares the Lord. As high as the heavens are above the earth, so are my thoughts and my ways higher than your thoughts and your ways, declares the Lord." My mom just did such a great job in so many aspects with parenting. I'm in ministry. My middle brother, who's a twin to my sister, they're the twins. He is a oncologist, a doctor, and then my sister is a school teacher, elementary school teacher, and my youngest brother is a college basketball coach. And they're totally different fields, but all 4 of them involve helping people. Whether it's me with ministry, my doctor brother, Mike, my sister Missy, the teacher, or the basketball coach, my brother Darren. All four of our occupations that God's called us to involved helping others. And all of us are followers of Jesus. And all of my mom's grandchildren are followers of Jesus. And so, man, I just want to encourage. I know we don't have a lot of moms that are stay home anymore, but that was what my mom did. And she did a great job with taking care of the house and the finances. She took care of all those and had to make my dad's paycheck stretch out because there's 6 of us total, 4 kids and them. And my dad had a good job, but we had to still, be wise about things. And he allowed her to tithe, and she modeled giving, putting God first with the finances, and she saved, and she just was a great mom in so many areas. And I've tried to get her to write a book on parenting, but she's like, no, nobody wants to hear what I have to say. But I think her children or grandchildren, it speaks for themselves, speaks for itself by what she's done. And I'm so thankful to be able to have had my mom, Lois Horn, for a mom. And one of the things I love, my mom still likes to grow. She still reads books and listens to podcasts and of sermons and things, and she'll send me quotes or sermons, links, things, speakers she thinks that I can grow in my faith. And then my mom started working out about 1.5 years ago at a place called Stronger Life for ages 55 and up. And she started out in the class that they have, it's for beginners, and most of those people are older folks, even though it's 55 and up. They were all 70 and above in that. And then after about 6 months' time, my mom just said, you know what, I'm going to try one of the regular classes. And so just super proud of her, just done such a great job. And in fact, she did one of the workouts so well that one of the physical therapists, the founders of Stronger Life, Jeff, videoed my mom doing one of the exercises with this water tank thing and posted it on a Instagram page of, it was over 20,000 physical therapists follow this, and showed a video of my mom just showing how somebody can still get strong and have good flexibility and be able to have good strength at the age of 80. And so just amazingly proud of my mom for her dedication to taking care of her physical temple. And, as the old saying goes, friends, more is caught than taught. It's one thing to talk about something, it's another to actually do it. And she is modeling that by taking care of herself, and so thankful for that example that she does. She's also a friend, not growing up, but now that we're older and I've been out of the house for many, many, many years, she's not only a wonderful mom, she's a friend. She's a good listener. She has a lot of wisdom. She's generous. She's thoughtful. She's a beautiful woman on the outside, but she's even more beautiful on the inside. And so I'm thankful, just her generosity. Her and my dad were always so generous and wanting to help those that are struggling, and gave to the church with the tithe because of my mom, but then helping others, going above and beyond to help others that were struggling. But most of all, I'm so thankful that my mom pointed me towards Jesus all throughout her life, and thankful she's still here at 81. But when I would call her sometimes, and been a product of divorce and not my choice, she would just always point me towards Jesus. And to be honest with you, sometimes I didn't want to hear it, but she quoted a Bible verse, and to be honest with you, I knew she was right. And as one of my brothers said, you may not always want to hear what mom's got to say, but you know what? 99% of the time she's right. And so thankful for a mom that came what John described Jesus as, someone full of truth and grace. Truth and grace. And friends, I think we need a balance of that in our lives. Think about just the sacrifice she made. She gave up wearing nicer, stylish. She always looked nice, but could be designer clothes. She gave up those things so that my brother and sister and I could have nice clothes. And I can remember we'd have kind of like a leftover night where, maybe the previous 3 nights' meals, we had a little bit left over of each of those, and she would put those together or fix them and warm them up and just say, hey, we're having leftovers tonight. There's not a lot of extra, but everybody can get one plate. And she'd always go last to wait to make sure all of us had some. And then she'd take a little bit, and there was always enough for us to have extra. And just was amazing how she did that, and so thankful for her sacrifice, her selflessness, and just really, really made a blessing, and was a blessing and made a huge impact on me and how I live my life now. Remember, she had a good sense of humor. Remember one time I had this scary, like, kind of Halloween mask with this face with a big nose and bright orange hair on it and stuff, and one summer I was sitting there laying down on the couch watching TV, and it was getting, dusk, and all of a sudden I heard this knock on the window, and I like, what is it? And I kept knocking, opened the shade, and there was my mom, that mask. I didn't know it was my mom, though, and you see that mask, man, it would freak you out. It would scare you. She was dying laughing, and you know what? I love that she did that. She had such a great, great sense of humor. My mom's a great encourager. She's the best at writing cards, and just for birthdays and Christmas and Easter, and then just randomly sending a card, or she writes a thank you note for something you got her for a birthday or for Christmas or Mother's Day, but she always would add a scripture and just share words of wisdom. And so thankful for that. And I've saved so many of those cards. And I just want to remind you today, if there's somebody that, has made a huge impact on your life, I just want to encourage you to just say, take a time and write a note and just say, hey, I was thinking about you, and I just wanted to write you a note and say how much I appreciate you and thankful for you. And, man, when I've had people do that, it is a game changer, especially in this world where, a lot of things we do online now, paying bills and things, but you get something in the mail besides junk mail and bills, okay, it's just a real, real blessing. So my mom's been really, really good at that. Second thing, or I say second, just another thing, so many things, but a thing that my mom, it's one thing to talk about being a follower of Jesus, but it's another thing when life gets hard. And when my dad died unexpectedly back in 2016, she lived out her faith. She shed some tears, no doubt, but at the same time, she just said, I'm so thankful that Ed accepted Jesus at almost the age of 50, and that his life was transformed. And, man, I know where he's at. I know he wouldn't want to trade places, and that's a goal for all of us, is to get to heaven. And so, yes, I do miss him, and there'll be times where she might get a little emotional, but overall, 95% of the time, she just says, I'm thankful for all the marriage we had over 50 years, and thankful for many good memories, even though there were some really tough times. And in fact, my mom kept their marriage together back when they were early on in marriage, where there were just some issues going on, and she could have had a right to leave, but she stayed in the marriage with 4 really, really young kids, and just allowed God to work in my dad's life. And you're talking about the ultimate example of being faithful and trusting God when it makes no kind of sense. And I'm so thankful that my mom and dad were still together when my dad died in 2016 after coming out of bypass surgery, and went from saying, hey, you can see him in about 30 minutes after the anesthesia wears off, to 5 minutes later his heart's out of rhythm, and he had went to be with Jesus in heaven. But I really watched my mom walk out her faith, and since then, if she knows of somebody that's lost a spouse, she waits a little bit, because lots of people that are around at the beginning, but then a few weeks later, when people kind of go back to their normal life, as it just happens in any type of situation, she reaches out and takes them to lunch, and she just listens, which is such a blessing. So I just want to honor my mom on this Food for Thought Friday, and just say thanks, Lois Horn, for being such a great mom. I love you, and happy Mother's Day, Mom, to you and all the other mothers out there. I'm Greg Horn, and this is Hope is Here.
Thank you for listening to Hope is Here podcast. To listen to one of our previous programs or to make a tax-deductible donation, please go to our website, hopeishere.today. That's hopeishere.today.
Sleep local with Mattress Overstock. Take your new mattress home today or have it delivered tomorrow from Kentucky's premier locally owned and operated mattress store chain. Select from the best brands available, find what you need, and get it quick. Sleep better starting as soon as tonight. Only the best mattresses at locally owned Mattress Overstock. With 5 locations in Central Kentucky, find the location closest to you online at mattressoverstock.us. That's mattressoverstock.us.